The Battle Royale game, Indus, has been launched.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And how is it? Today, I'll talk about why this game should not have been launched yet. Along with that, we'll discuss its esports tournament, trailers, future, and various issues. Let me be clear up front. Criticizing the developers won't help. They did what they were ordered to do and probably worked harder than their salaries justify. Even upper management must have released the game with good intentions, but several strategic blunders were made, and the responsibility falls on them. Still, when you criticize, keep in mind that the other person is also human. Low-end issues. First, I want to mention the low-end issue. Technically, the game is designed for devices with 4 GB RAM, but practically it doesn't run properly. In this video, all the gameplay used was recorded on the S24 Ultra. Still feels the same. I had raised some issues in the hope that they'd get fixed. But even after playing it now, it feels like not much has changed. There are no consumables, no armors, and the graphics are the same. Yes, the follow feature has been added, and there are minor improvements, but the gameplay still revolves around looting, shooting, driving bikes, fighting for cosmetics, or settling grudges. Beyond this, there are literally no other features in the game. It has an art style similar to Apex Legends, so at least the gameplay should be on that level. Maybe character abilities could be added. Otherwise, even copying features from other Battle Royale games could have worked to create a better game. For instance, zip lines, moving trains, shields, gulag, respawns, helicopters, remote bombs, demolition charges, drones, airstrikes. None of these are present. New Battle Royale games, or even older ones, are innovating and adding new mechanics like vending machines, consumable plants, destructible environments, etc. Trailers versus gameplay. I agree there's usually some difference between trailers and gameplay. Trailers are often pre-rendered, showing better visual quality and textures. But here, the difference between the trailer and gameplay is massive. In the trailer, the world looks lush with grass and vibrant environments, which are visually impressive. But in the actual game, the world feels plain and lifeless. It looks like random boxes with no textures, and the existing textures are low resolution. Even the early clips of Indus released before looked much better compared to the current game. All the trailers we've seen so far look polished because of the animation quality. If you look at the latest trailer titled Gameplay Launch Trailer, it doesn't even show gameplay. It's all cinematics. It turns boring gameplay into something visually appealing. I raised this same issue a year ago when the pre-alpha gameplay trailer was released, that also featured only cinematics. $300,000 esports tournament. Games like Indus can only succeed if their esports roadmap is properly set. The company understands this, and maybe that's why they've announced an esports tournament with a $300,000 prize pool. Yes, the prize pool is massive, but that doesn't mean players will rush to participate. Currently, there's funding, so a prize pool of this size is possible. But what about the future? Will the game continue to thrive? Will funding continue? Will third-party sponsorships come in? There's too much uncertainty. Any experienced esports player would think 10 times before participating. The game needs to be enjoyable enough for casual gamers to have fun and competitive players to stay engaged. Only then will grinding and participation make sense. The main concern right now is that most people aren't enjoying the game. Even the CEO and founder of Global Esports said that the game being enjoyable is very important. If the game isn't fun, what's the point? If players don't enjoy the game, why would they spend significant time on it? Most people who come into this field do so because of their passion. Otherwise, there's more money to be made in other fields. People can do simple 9 to 5 jobs and earn much more. Passionate people cannot be bought with money. Announcing a tournament before the game has been fully established is not a good move. Currently, even features like the Cosmic Rush and Grudge system haven't been fully explained. How they will work in large tournaments, how much luck factor versus skill factor will be involved, none of this is clear. Building trust with players is important because if they don't trust the game, why would they invest their career time in it? International tournament issues. I don't understand the point of having an international tournament when the game has just launched globally. There's a guy called Rave Knight from outside India, and he said the game is only available in India because on foreign play stores, the option to install is not there. Only pre-registration is available. If any of you watching this video are from outside India, please check and let me know in the comments. The grudge feature. One major problem in multiplayer games is toxicity. Gamers often start taking the game too seriously, especially when they continuously lose to others. Due to the negative effects of this, gaming media and parents create pressure on publishers to address the issue. That's why you see companies trying to reduce toxicity. Completely eliminating it is difficult, but they still make efforts. For instance, Riot once said they'd monitor voice chats. Call of Duty also keeps implementing anti-toxicity tools. But I never thought that someone would capitalize on the problem of toxicity and introduce it as a feature in a game. Yes, I'm talking about the grudge feature. If someone kills you in the game, you could declare a grudge against them. Then matchmaking will arrange for you to take revenge against them. Personally, I didn't find this feature attractive. What do you think? Let me know. Responsible marketing. The game is being marketed as a revolution and as India's game. Let me tell you this. If a brand or product is marketed solely using the name of the country, it means there's no unique feature in it. Instead of marketing based on features, they're just riding on nationalism. Honestly, using India's name just to sell a product or brand is irresponsible and selfish. It shows that the brand doesn't truly value the name of India. And I'm not just talking about industry. This applies to other games like UGW, Fauji Domination, etc. Excessive marketing using the name of India damages the country's reputation. When the game Fauji was released, it was also labeled as India's game. The whole nationalism angle was pushed, but when it failed, the developers suffered, and the entire gaming industry faced its after effects. Today, whenever any developer tries to create a game in India, people dismiss it, saying it'll fail like Fauji, or Indians can't make good games. These aren't baseless claims. I've spoken to developers who say they have to carry the baggage of Fauji's failure. It has eroded trust in Indian developers and tarnished the name of the entire industry. India's legacy in gaming. Indian developers were once known for their great contributions to gaming. They made the world's first Spider-Man mobile game, BioShock Mobile, and even worked on RDR2 and other AAA games. But today, gamers only know the industry for a few bad games. Misdirection. When people asked how Indus would stand out, their response was that they aimed to improve the classic Battle Royale genre and add new things with a unique twist. They promised to bring in content never seen before. Web 3 connections. There have also been Web 3 connections in the game. A while ago, Indus stated that they currently have no plans to integrate Web 3 into the game. But then they sponsored a Web 3 games tournament, which seemed shady and suspicious. Should not have released yet. After playing the game, many gamers and reviewers, including myself, have the same reaction. Why was the game released in this state? The game doesn't feel complete. There are graphical issues, glitches, and a lack of meaningful mechanics. So far, the game was in open beta, allowing many players to try it out. During that time, if issues or bugs arose, developers could have used the excuse that the game was still in development. But now, with its release, it's expected to be complete. A game's release means it's fully developed and ready to be played by everyone. At this stage, players have every right to demand a polished product, which this game isn't. Delaying the release. The game should have been delayed and improved further, as the game's marketing never stopped. The game has been hyped for 2 years, so it was natural for the audience to feel the pressure. However, releasing the game just to address this pressure doesn't make sense. The reason for releasing it cannot just be feedback either, because gamers have already provided tons of feedback during the closed beta, open beta, and other stages. Yet the issues raised in that feedback haven't been fully addressed. The main reason for such an early release could be to check profitability. A game's development over 3.5 years is a long time, during which investors' money was spent. So now, it's time to check returns. Philosophy of public testing. They have a philosophy of building and testing the game with the public. This strategy worked for smaller projects like Mass Gun, but Indus was on an entirely different level of hype. Honestly, I feel the same disappointment as you do. I trusted the game from day one and gave it a lot of time, but I never thought the game would be launched in this state. Closed beta issues. When the game entered closed beta, reality hit. At this stage, which is so close to launch, the game still looks like this. Future of the game. Now, the question arises, what will happen to the game? Well, it depends on how gamers respond. Critically, the game is being bashed everywhere. But if it somehow manages to find its audience, it might survive. Currently, it's at the top of the charts because many people pre-registered after watching the impressive trailers, so they naturally installed it upon release. But as we all know, what matters is not short-term popularity, but how the game performs in the mid to long term. Sustainability concerns. If the company doesn't earn returns from the game, they won't get funding. And without funding, how will they further develop the game? Personally, I don't see much hope for the game. After 3.5 years of development and $6.8 million in funding, this is the result. The issues raised during development haven't been fixed even after such a long time. Team efforts and learning. Regardless of what happens, it's important for the team to learn from their mistakes and stay together. New games are being developed here, and failure is natural. Big success will only come when the team stays united, learns from their experiences, and keeps improving. They need to be given opportunities to develop more games. Let me know what you think about the game in the comments. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.